Welcome everyone, Adam, the Woo here, leaving Large Marge Park today, getting a ride, going down to Savannah, do a little bit more exploring. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel, it's the Daily Woo. Hey, have a good one. In 1779, this was the spot of the Battle of Savannah, and over 800 people were either wounded or perished right on this spot. And what I'm standing on currently would be referred to as a firing step, and then there is a little bit of an incline and a trench right over there. And on this side, not only is there a hotel, you can also see the wooden fence line. And this marker states one of the bloodiest engagements of the Revolution was fought when repeated assaults were made by the Allied troops of Georgia, South Carolina, and France in an effort to retake Savannah from the British. Let's see what can be found inside the Visitor Center and History Museum. When I walked in, I was not expecting to see this majestic mural along the wall. Nice. This is the old train depot. It's now on the National Registry of Historic Places. These are the remnants of an old cotton gin, and they have a locomotive in here as well. I love trains. This small wooden boat was given the name Old Log, and it has a very rich history. Built in 1870, in 1893, it capsized during a hurricane, drowning 4 people. In 1919, Dr. Belford started his dentistry business, and here are his tools of the trade. And look down here. There's even some teeth. There are a lot of interesting artifacts in here. One that's very fascinating to me is this one. This is the exact bench that Tom Hanks sat on in Forrest Gump. It has been moved from the town square I showed yesterday into this museum. It was made from fiberglass with concrete legs to make them lighter and easier to remove. And check it out. That's Robert Zemeckis right there, the director of Back to the Future. Is it just me, or does this gentleman here on the far left look like a cross between Arnold and Charlton Heston? I think it might just be me. This miniature model shows the detail of the Battle of 1779 that I was just standing at just outside the museum doors. And during that battle, there were many cannonballs, some of them going through the sides of some of the homes. Check this out. That's a cannonball hole. This is a 1902 Crestmobile, and there's only one of 16 still in existence. A 2-speed transmission, 3.5 horsepower. That's not very much by today's standards. And speaking of horses, this carriage was used by the Gordon family in 1901. And another interesting tie-in, their daughter eventually went on to found the Girl Scouts.
Exact same type of military-grade weapon that professional soldiers carry. That's what you're expected to carry. And what makes this a military-grade musket is that it can take the bayonet. Now, the speed of the horse and the length and curvature of this blade should give me enough force to take off an arm and attack the Carolina Redoubt. Once the British turn tail and run, Pulaski's column can gallop around the wall of Abattis and trample them with their horses and cut them down with their sabers as they run. But the British are quite fond of this. They call this grape shot because it looks like a cluster of grapes. But you can imagine at every discharge of that gun, what a bloody swath it can come. I didn't realize you were part of the reenactment.
happening right now, but I've joined along.
At the top of that road, which is here, the morning of the battle, are two giant 18-pounder British guns. And now, if you look at the light post sticking up yonder, there's the Carolina Redoubt. 90 North Carolina riflemen, sharpshooters.
Congress of Liberty!
To the front, march!
We're going in. We're going in.
So take the flush wound, sir. Hopefully you can pull through. But if you to gallop your steed backwards right to the oncoming column and fall back to the rear. Everyone else, watch out for the horses. Steady now, steady, steady. Get down. We're now sliding down a ditch. Only you get down if you can easily back up. You have to have some officers to stand tall and proud. Lead by example very well.
Stay down.
Plenty left for us.
Stay down. Stay
So,
down.
if you have a hat, fix. Bayonet, take your right hand, grab your musket under the circle. Left hand straight up, bring your musket to your side and throw your right hand up. Reach into your haversack, dig down deep into your bag, because at the bottom of your haversack should be your bayonet. So the command is, charge, bayonet, no!
So awesome. This is not how I expected to spend my morning.
Take your musket into your shoulder. Boys, fire lock. Take your right hand, grab your musket under your trigger guard, bring it across the front of you. Half cock, fire lock. Bring your musket to your side. Get your elbow up like a chicken wing, wrap your trigger finger about your draw screw, and pull it back. One. Click. Let me hear you shout. Click. Click. Sounds like militia. Click, 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 click. 1, 2, 3. Click. Much better. You now loaded your one shot. Congratulations. Now they've loaded. Rank 1 to the firing step march. Take aim. Fire. Half cock, fire lock. Prime and load. Rank 4, make better. Click. Take aim. Fire, bang, fall back and load, rank 1 to the fire step march. Rank 1, make better, click, take aim, fire. Cease fire, cease fire. Up to about a decade ago, this place was surrounded by rusted chain link fence to keep out signs. But since you came out here, that everybody who passed by is out here can be reminded of what freedom costs.
That was a lot of fun and very entertaining. The guide, he did a heck of a job. He had a lot to remember and it lasted an extremely long time, but it went by very quick. There was so much he had to say and his spiel. Big thumbs up to that place. If you're ever in Savannah, check it out. Good times. This is the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist. It's a pretty majestic structure. And from what I've heard, the inside is impressive. Most impressive. Doesn't look like I'm allowed to go in, however. No touring. There is a worship service in progress. Built in 1850, it was later dedicated in 1876, but a fire destroyed it in 1898. But it was quickly rebuilt and opened again in 1900. I'd really like to go inside and check it out, but doesn't look like it's in the cards today. There is a small group gathering, however, waiting for the service to be over. So I think when the doors open, I'm gonna go in with them. Side note, I'm the youngest person out here. I am now inside. Take a look at this. Oh my goodness. Absolutely incredible. Wow. It's mind-blowing. I love stained glass windows, and these definitely do not disappoint. And take a look at the roof. Look how tall it is. The ceiling. It's pretty hard to wrap your head around. I don't think I've ever been in a church building that big. When I went to my dad's church, when he was a preacher, the congregation was around 100 or so. A lot different than the magnitude of that place. I've been walking down this sidewalk for a couple blocks, and I just now noticed that there are seashells in the ground. Look closely. There are shells embedded in the concrete. This stretch of rustic old buildings is what is known as the Pirate House. You cannot expect a community that has been around for as long as this one has to not be cursed by swashbuckling scoundrels associated not only with maritime history but also Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. It was built in 1754. Visitors are welcome, but also warned. Located inside is the Herb House, the oldest house in Georgia, now used as part of the dining room. And they have a buffet here. I think I'm gonna dive in and get some, well, I'm not actually gonna technically dive in, but I think I'm gonna get some food and eat amongst the pirates. The sign designates an eerie underground chamber that was found during a renovation in the 1960s. If you look closely down there, there's a skeleton. Oh my gosh. This is definitely some feel-good food, if ever there was some. And after a hearty meal, you gotta help yourself to some treasure. I got some treasure. I thought I'd be able to eat a whole heck of a lot more than I did. I probably shouldn't have got the buffet because I never made a return trip. I only ate about 3/4 of the original plate. I failed. I'm not cut out for piracy. My stomach could not handle the overload. Check out that old bomber up there. It's a relic of an airplane careening through the sky. Whoa! There is a 3D figure protruding out of this wall. It's the same coloration as the paint on the structure. It appears to be an Indian headdress. Yeah, I think that's what that is. They were fortunate enough to find a spot for their RV. I'm not even sure if that's really a parking spot, but thumbs up to them for having the initiative to park down here. There's not a whole heck of a lot of parking. I took a ride into town, which makes it a lot easier than trying to find a place for large marge. And I've also noticed that there is an overabundance of fountains and town squares in Savannah. Not that I'm complaining, because I love the ambiance that is given in this neck of the woods. Have I mentioned how much I love this place? Because I do. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Vlog